Technical difficulties. We are live. Hey everybody, Mike Healy here, Vice President of Marketing with FutureX3. We're just getting started for our January updates, and I just want to double check that I got us on here. And I'll give everybody a couple minutes to jump on and join me and say hi. If you don't mind, feel free to go ahead and in the comment section below, give me your city, state, and country where you're calling in from if you're out of the country. And also make sure you give me some likes, some emojis. If you got people that you want to get on here to get the updates as well, make sure you tag them in below, you know, like say something and put them down here. I see some people on here. I see some people popping on, but excited. We're going to have a great time tonight. I've got a very detailed PowerPoint for you coming up that's got a lot of cool stuff. We are going to be covering everything. We're going to be covering the new updates, stuff in the back office you may or may not be aware of. I'm going to go over the compensation plan. I'm going to go over some marching orders. I'm going to show you some of the new stuff we've got, where to find things. It's going to be awesome. So feel free to put your information down here. Boom, I've got somebody right there. Sherry from Hawaii. Welcome. Awesome. Like I said, put your comments down below. Let us know where you're at, coming in from, that kind of thing. Joseph, let me see if I can get you up. Yep, awesome, from New York, Long Island. Excellent. So welcome. And again, I'm only going to take probably maybe 2 minutes or so. So if you're watching this from the recording, you might want to speed it up. You'll kind of see it. You'll see it kick into the PowerPoint. That might be where you want to watch when you get going here. But feel free, if you're just watching this, jumping on board, feel free to put down here where you're at. And I got more people coming in. Awesome. What's up, Paul? What's up, buddy? Staying warm, hopefully. I know Michigan's got a couple cold spells that came through like the rest of us. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, so that's pretty crazy. SoCal, I didn't understand that one. Okay, let me put that up. Mario from SoCal. Apparently that's Southern California, so I do know that. Excellent. Boom, I've got Princetta. Hopefully I said your name correct. Princetta from Escondido. Excellent. Thanks for jumping on board here. Again, if you're jumping on here, feel free to put your city, state, and country if you're out of the country down here, and we'll be good. I've got hi, Mike. Julio from Costa Rica. Excellent. Welcome aboard. Who else do I have on here? I've got Yvonne. Hey, Yvonne. Yvonne is one of our regulars. I don't think Yvonne's missed an event. I see her on every single live, every single Zoom. I know her and her husband attend, I think, almost every one of the live trading things. So that's awesome. So Yvonne, congratulations. Keep up the great work. Lots of hearts and emojis. I see them coming in. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to take maybe another 30 seconds or so before we get started, and then you're going to be excited about the things I've got to cover. So looks like everything's doing all right here. Got everybody popping on board. And okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to, let me see if I got to go solo off. I've got to shrink myself, and then I've got to pull up the PowerPoint so we can do this correctly. And my dad's trying to call me, and we're going to decline that. Dad will get me later. So sorry about that. I better turn the sound down a little bit. And let me make sure that I am live and I'm in the corner here. Looks like I am. I think I did this correctly. So let me just double check one more thing because I'm clicking a couple buttons. And yep, looks like we're good. All right. So who's ready to launch this chicken? Okay, we are in a brand new year. Happy New Year to everybody. This is our January update. My name is Mike Healy. For those of you jumping on now or maybe just tuning in, I'm Vice President of Marketing with FutureX3. Excited to be on board. We have got some of the best professionals in networking involved with our company, on all aspects, okay? Running the company, working behind the scenes of people you have not met yet, that eventually you will. And I'm telling you this because I've been on some private Zooms that we have some of the best networkers in the world are starting to come on board with our company, who are going to add tremendous amount of value to you guys, help you learn some things. It's just exciting to see where we're at. Okay. So what I'm going to do is the order of events is we're going to go through this PowerPoint together. Because I'm probably going to be talking a little bit about money, you're going to see some stuff in here. I got to throw up a disclaimer, okay? Because we're in an industry that gets scrutinized and things like that, and you always want to under promise and over deliver, right? So when you're out in the field or you're having conversations with people, please, please, please don't give them any unrealistic expectations. Don't make wild claims or promises, okay? Because FutureX3 cannot and will not make any guarantees about your ability to get results or earn money with our program. Your results will vary. All right, so a couple housekeeping things before we jump into some stuff that I'm going to go ahead and communicate with you. I just recently created a podcast for the company. Now, we're not going to have every single presentation on there, obviously, but what we plan on doing, what is already in the works, what has already happened, is I will be doing more and more interviews with people that are in the field, and probably a handful more from corporate, getting their 2 cents. We'll do Facebook Lives, and then what I like to do is I'll extract the audio and put them on the podcast. The podcast is listed on multiple platforms now. You can go to Spotify, which is probably one of the most popular listening apps out there right now, as well as, if you can look it up, we are now also on Apple iTunes. Okay, so you can pull up your phone and do that. And I would recommend, this is a great place right here while you're on the go, maybe when you're in your car or you're working out or something like this. I do have the interviews that I did with Refugio, Carlos, and so on, okay, and Mike Moore. They're really, really good, okay? So just make sure that you get these, put them on there, get the updates, subscribe to it so you can get that, all right? Now, next thing, in case you're not aware of this, we have a YouTube channel. Just got this thing up and running. We're putting more and more content as it comes out, and more videos as we get them. Now, the other thing I'm going to tell you, this is good news for those of you who maybe speak more Spanish. I know we have a very large Spanish-speaking market that is coming on board, as well as English and so on. What I'm probably gonna get done to make it make it easy for you, or at least easier when I do things, because I speak no Spanish. I know, I think I can count to 10 in Spanish, and that's about it. Okay, but don't hold that against me. But when I do an interview, what I plan on doing also is getting subtitles in Spanish, so that you can, if you want to hear it, because I know that most people that speak Spanish, they do understand. You do understand a lot in English. This will just help you understand exactly what we're popping through. Okay, so make sure you go to the YouTube channel and get that. These are the interviews I did. You can see the thumbnails there. Also, all of this content is also on this Facebook page that we have, our corporate Facebook page, that you can listen to. Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to switch gears now. Yes. So I'm going to switch gears. And now I want to talk to you a little bit about kind of one way that you can start introducing people to our opportunity. Okay. Now, I've been personally in the networking industry for 23 years. I've done it very successfully. I've earned quite a bit of money. I've been able to, raise my family on it and that kind of thing. And so I have a lot of experience. So it's exciting to have that kind of experience, as well as internet kind of nerd stuff, learning how to do all this stuff as well from a marketing standpoint, because that's something I also do I have a business that does this marketing stuff for other corporations and so on. But what's exciting, or one of the things that I have used most successfully, especially in today's day and age of technology, is using tools to tell the story. Because I think what happens with people, and why a lot of times people don't succeed or have the success, is they become or try to become the message, where in fact you should just only learn how to be the messenger. Okay. The most success I've ever had, and to this day, it's the same thing I've done since I pretty much figured it out, all those years ago, was that I needed to just stay enthusiastic about the story, about the excitement, about the potential, and point people to tools that told the story professionally for me. If in fact you're not comfortable yet, or you don't feel comfortable in presenting. Okay. Now, the other thing I will tell you is I would highly suggest, because you may or may not have heard this saying before, but typically the people in front of the room make more money than people that are just sitting in chairs. It's because, the leadership aspect of it and people that are taking responsibility for their businesses is you may want to watch the presentations that I've done, Refugio's done, or any number of the leaders that are now presenting out there. And we do plan on getting a list out there. We're going to probably have a calendar that, you might like the way Lisa Smith gives a presentation versus Joe Thomas, whatever kind of thing. So those are names I just made up, by the way. I have no idea who those people would be. So if it's you, I'm not saying that you're in or out, but importantly is what you want to do is you want to use the tools to tell the story. Okay. So the other thing that I learned how to do was, because I knew that eventually I wanted to take responsibility and build my own business, and I was going to have to learn the presentation. I used to watch people's presentations over and over and over and over, to the point that when you put a PowerPoint in front of me, I wasn't doing it from myself. I was kind of almost playing pretend, and I was just going through it like I was that person that I'd memorized, just like singing a song. Okay. So you learn how to sing the song, and it's just like any, if you got a song in your head, you know how easy it is to flow with it. It's the same way these guys become the most successful. And typically what it comes down to is whoever tells the story the most wins. Whoever tells the story the most wins. So watch the presentation, use it yourself, let people watch this if you don't want to do it. And eventually you will, you should learn how to do it yourself. Okay. So let's get started. Let's introduce somebody to the opportunity. I would suggest you use the tools, the presentations, and so on. All right. So if that's the case, now what I normally do and what most people would then have you do is I typically find out if people have questions or if they have concerns, and you invite them to Zooms or webinars and things like that, where you can sit one-on-one, a handful. Most of you know that Zoom is free. I think everybody uses Zoom now because of the lockdowns that we've had to experience. But this was one I just had some of my people that had questions that we got on a Zoom. You can get the free version of Zoom if you want I think you can do a Zoom up to 45 minutes. And if it gets kicked off, just jump right back on there. Okay. So this is what I would suggest is you use the tool to present, and then find out what your upline or leaders or the company is doing to potentially engage with your people, your prospects, and explain things and answer questions and so on. So in today's day and age, it's so nice to have this type of technology, due to the fact that what's really great about it is we used to live in a blockbuster world where you had to drive to go get a movie, right? We're now in a Netflix era. Okay. In Netflix, you can just sit on your couch and you can basically pop up any movie you wanted, right? So if you think of it from that aspect, we're in a time of life that with the technology that you can speed the process up. Okay, so let's say you showed somebody the presentation, you then answered their questions. I just want to clarify, just to make sure that people understand this, is how you get somebody enrolled. And you're going to see this, and I'm going to kind of walk everybody through this, and then I'm going to show you some stuff in the back office, and we're going to talk a little bit about the compensation. Is what you want to do is your username, basically when you enrolled, is futurex3.com/your username. Now, as soon as you send somebody here, this is what is going to, pop up. All you have to do is tell them to click on the Get Started tab. Then this page will pop up to where they will be able to choose to become either a promoter or a customer. And a customer is just the same word for member. Okay. So it's easy. People understand customer a lot of times more. It may change to saying member, but right now it says join as a customer, because this is something that somebody wants. Because what we are offering, nobody else is offering. From what I understand, we are the only company, definitely in the network marketing space, that is offering both Forex and futures. Okay. And a lot of people, some people love Forex, some people love futures, some people like to do both. Whatever. We're just giving people more options and loading them up with some extremely good content that helps them to become educated so that they can go out there and start making money on their money, becoming, learning how to self-trade, do their own trading. Okay, so they click on, they choose one. They can go through, I think actually above what that slide I just showed you gives an example of what they get from each package. You pick one of the three. And then if they go and they've clicked on one of the promoter, let's say they clicked on customer, in case you haven't seen it or looked at it lately, I just think it's important for you to see this stuff so that you know what your prospects are seeing or your people potentially getting in. Is you either pick the Forex for 99, the futures for 149, or the combo for 199. Okay. And these are monthly. So if somebody's they've gone through and they're happy with what they have, they're done with it. Most people are probably going to stay on it, continue on a continual basis due to the fact, as I'm about to show you, the live trading aspect that we do offer that gives us a significant a selling advantage, I guess, a business advantage over everybody else out there. Now, if somebody decided, hey, I like what you guys are offering, but in fact, I have seen the potential to earn money on the referrals. Thank you for telling me about that. They can choose to become a member. So they get a membership and become a promoter. And as you can see, it's just $18 a month to be a promoter. So it's really nothing significant and so on. And they can come in and do that. Now, you're just going to have to pick where you feel comfortable with, what you're most excited with. The nice thing is your commissions and the compensation plan, it has nothing to do with the packages that you purchase. I don't know about you, or if you've had any networking experience or been in any other companies, a lot of times companies put big, humongous packages out there and offer higher rewards, compensation wise. You're almost buying your promotion, that kind of thing, and so on. With this, you don't have to do that. Okay, there's no smoke and mirrors here. This is straightforward. You pick a package, a membership, you want to learn of something, you want to add a skill, you want to figure out how to trade, you want to learn how to make money with your money. And then, hey, by the way, more than likely, you're going to end up telling people about it for 18 bucks a month. And you're going to see also, as I go through some of this, the benefit of becoming a promoter. Okay, so it's real simple. Once someone has then chosen to become a member, they get their sign up page, they're going to get the thing. And you can see this is the login, what the login page looks like. All you do is you put your username in there. When you get your initial email, it has all of that information in it. You have your username, you have your password, you have the link that takes you to this specific page, and so on. And if you'll look down below the password area right here, it will say forgot password if they forgot that, or resend my welcome email, which is a nice little thing that you could put that in there, and that would get you all that information in case you misplaced it and so on. Okay, so it's real simple. Now, somebody's excited. They just joined. They got in. Where do we take them from there? First thing I would suggest is when they log in, it's going to automatically default to the dashboard, which is what you're looking at right now. This video will probably be up there next in the January update area. But you can see this is kind of a quick snapshot of your business, where if you see view all or the my affiliates, those are people that you have referred. Okay, you can call them referrals, you can call them affiliates. The language is pretty much the same. Most people know what that terminology is in today's day and age. You can pretty much become an affiliate for anything these days because people and companies and corporations understand the significance of your word of mouth, okay, your word of mouth referral. So you can look at this snapshot. What I would recommend, you see the big red arrow pointing right here, it goes to start here. So when you click on that, it's going to open up to three. There's going to be a little drop down menu where the arrow is now pointing. If somebody clicked on the welcome video, which is what would open up, you would see this good looking guy right here. That's me. I did a short welcome video, which just kind of walks you through the back office, what you can see, how you can navigate it, something very simple. I go to the screen, I show you exactly the key points and so on. Below this video already are a handful of quick training videos. These are like the back office navigation, dual team placement settings, training courses, and so on. I have also just recently completed doing a bunch more of compensation things. I broke down each aspect and made a separate one. So what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to see anytime you need something, you'll pretty much be able to go to the welcome video, scroll down, see this information, click on it. I'll have different thumbnails on there, so it'll be easy, so they look different. Obviously, we've got some more people that have come on board to work in the back office. I'm excited about that. They're going to help me, and so on. So it'll be very easy. The next thing under the Start Here tab, obviously, if you're ready to rock and roll and learn these things, under Module 1, which the name Module 1 may change to something different, but you will see the very first video that you should really look at is the Quick Start Future series that Carlos Diaz does, okay? And you'll be able to see what he does. All right, so moving on. The next thing that you're probably going to want to check, that let's say as an example, you have decided to purchase, and on the left-hand side where the arrow is, you can see that this back office screenshot I'm showing you is somebody who just has the futures. You'll see up in yellow there, it says Forex upgrade. Okay, there'll be different ways that you can upgrade, and we'll make sure every way that you have. So if you're already on something and you want to get the dual, we'll make sure all that works and so on. Okay, but on the welcome video here, you can click on it. You can see what we have for the trading rooms and so on. Go through the modules. Then in Module 2, this is where, if you're in the futures area, where you register for the live daily tradings that happen every Monday through Friday. And you can go on there and you can see exactly what they're doing. And legally, I can't tell you of what I've heard people have already done successfully with their own trading, because it's actually just something you can't say. But I believe shortly I will be able to interview these people and have them on, so that from their mouth to your ears, you can hear the testimonies. And I mean, there's a lot of testimony for as young as we are, as brand new of a company we are, to have this many. To me, that's extremely impressive, that the social proof is now kicking in. Okay. So this is good right here. I see a comment that just came in from Yvonne. My favorite page, the webinar. Okay. So yeah, I know Yvonne and her husband have been diligent in there, and they're doing very, very well. I talked to some other people actually today that told me. So this is kind of one of the best things we have to offer, is you're able to look over their shoulders and kind of partner up and kind of go through everything. And I'm not gonna go into detail on it. All right. The other thing is on the left-hand side, you've got the Academy/Trading tab with a couple drop downs. I had to kind of shrink this screen so I could get a lot more in here. But Carlos took the time to create a series on the psychology, kind of the market avatar. In case you're not familiar with the term avatar, that's like your ideal thing that you want to be. Like the movie, if you remember the movie Avatar, there was the human being here, but then they were able to simulate and travel to the different world kind of thing. But that's what an avatar is. But the trade plan, marketing and leadership, training vault. The training vault's going to be really, really cool, because he's going to have all of the other, obviously, the trainings that he's done in the past. You'll be able to go through and reference them, and people will be able to go through and reference them. So the value that somebody that you are offering to people that are joining FutureX3 is hands down above and beyond on anything that's probably out there in this space. We have experts in the field. We have professionals in the field. There's a lot of people that are partnered up to help us with this. And who knows, there might be some other things coming that we'll be adding as well. So it's just going to continually evolve and get better and get better and get better, to where we're not just bringing in quote unquote customers, we're creating a community, which is more important, because if you can create a community, you can create that loyalty, you can create those relationships, and then collectively we all get smarter and stronger together. And that's what the vision is. That's what's happening right now as what I speak. Okay. So we're really moving in the right place. Also, if you are fairly new, or you got in when there was like when there was the free time, when there was just people could enroll because we were still putting things together. There might be a few of you out there. You may see this in the top left of your website. you'll go in there, and if you want to upgrade as quick as soon as possible to make sure you got your position, you're in the tree secured, that everything is good to go. You got your training, you got your website, you're the promoter. You can start talking about this because that's what's exciting. Okay, so that's kind of a quick tour. Oh, I'm not done. I got a couple more things. Also, on the bottom left, you'll see where the arrow is. It says account. If you click on that, that will give you a drop down menu that will allow you to kind of upgrade your membership, do your auto ship, and so on. But I did want to touch base on this. Is if you go in here, you'll notice that there's some little areas on where it says quantity. You basically just click it, and that will allow you to choose which package you want. Okay, with the $18 promoter fee or not, that kind of thing. And you can just go in there and choose. So that's where that is taken care of, because a lot of people want to know that. Okay, and then you'll be able to choose the date that your auto ship runs. And again, this is a monthly thing. You can cancel at any time. But like I said, I believe more and more people are going to not only come on board, but stay on board because of the things. Now, let me check this. Okay. Last thing on this, on the back office information that I wanted to leave with you. Also, we do plan on having a kind of a training tab in the back office that will be geared around more team building, the network marketing side of this, because there's a lot of people, not obviously Refugio, the CEO and founder of our company, is one of the most successful networkers in the world. Okay. And, labeled as one of the best mentors in the world and so on. We're not letting him off the hook of not doing plenty of videos and telling us how he did what he did. Right. So he's actually starting to film training videos on specific things: invite, recruiting, team building, community building, everything you can think of. We obviously, like I said earlier in this live, we obviously also have a lot of people. Like the last Zoom I was on, I had to laugh because I've done great in networking, comparatively speaking, but I felt like a rookie when I was on this Zoom with some of the money earners. And there were multiple money earners from multiple companies before that are now gravitating towards our company, that are going to come in, and they have a heart for the people. It was awesome because they're all humble. They all have a good in character and integrity, and they're going to share their knowledge with us. So the value that we are bringing to the table and offering to people, like I said, is second to none. This is not a money game. This is a business if you treat it as such. And I believe, again, we are offering some amazing things. All right. So that's all I got to say about this right now. We are now going to turn it up a notch, because most of you, I would assume, give me some hearts and thumbs up if more than likely you're watching this because you're interested in earning money with FutureX3. So go ahead and give me some of that down there. I want to see some of those go off. But I'm going to go through just briefly on this, and then I'm going to kind of close it out with something is what we've got to offer. Now, one of the things about this is why network marketing, because regardless of whether you have a good taste or bad taste in your mouth, you cannot deny the fact that network marketing has been around successfully for many years. It's one of the largest industries in the world, and many, many people have had their lives changed because regardless of someone's background, history, education, and so on, everybody has an equal playing field in a networking arena. That's what I've always liked. Zig Ziglar, one of the most famous guys out there, said a home-based business offers enormous benefits, including elimination of travel, time saving, expenses, and so on. This is awesome. One of the other things that kind of got me thinking about networking is Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you've never read that book, go read it. And he actually did one that was kind of geared towards networking, the one in the Right Business School. Highly recommend those two resources because they kind of get you, if you've not been familiar with it, it'll kind of get you understanding a different way of thinking, because that's what you have to do. One of the intimidating things about networking is most people have only been introduced to the fact that they were just going to work a job and you were going to trade hours for dollars, and you're limited or capped in your income. I used to be a bartender. I started out as a bouncer, kind of out of high school. I think I started bouncing when I was 19 years old. I was in the bar business for almost 10 years. I did everything. I mean, basically, Roadhouse was my life for many, many years. Been shot at, nearly stabbed, the whole 9 yards. And I made an hourly wage, and I didn't know what my next route was. I was bartending then at a certain point, and they were grooming me to be a manager. And someone introduced me to networking, and I was like, well, I haven't heard anybody getting shot at in networking, so I might have to give this a whirl. And nobody wants to punch me in the face for anything out of the ordinary. And I literally raised my family on network marketing, which has been amazing. I've got 3 kids and an amazing wife. All right. Now, why networking? Okay. And this is kind of a stupid, weird analogy, but think about this: is the power of networking is the power of leverage. One of the best examples of understanding this is Coca-Cola. Coke doesn't necessarily have a store, but they have outlets everywhere, right? And it's just like networking. In most cases, if you were this person, you are offering services. Like a Coke machine offers choices of that somebody could have. And people that go and use a Coke machine are people that want what you have to offer. It's simple. It's that simple. The power of what we do, though, from a networking standpoint, is you can be your own Coke machine and offer that. But wouldn't it make more sense to get more Coke machines who are doing exactly what you are doing, right? And if they got more Coke machines, it's just leverage. The reason Coke is a multi-billion-dollar company is they have outlets everywhere. And you will have some outlets, some machines that are at the busy pool in the summer and just cranking out Coke. Or you might have one that's in the middle of nowhere at a gas station that maybe sees 3 people a week drive by it, right? You just don't know, but the more distribution you have out there, the better it gets. All right. So and the last kind of thing I want to talk about networking is there's a lot of money in it. Okay. And you can see this slide's a little old. I think this is a couple years old. This was the only one I could find it. I liked the way it looked. I just pulled this in here, that if you look at these industries, the NFL, music, organic products, movie, video gaming, and networking, there's some money to be made. And this is an industry that's not going anywhere. Now, the other thing too, just from a business standpoint that I think you need to look at, especially when you're dealing with people, is that a lot of studies have been done, and they have this thing called the product adoption curve, which literally means that there are the people that come in early, called innovators, that are willing to take the risks when something's not completely put together. There's more risk in the beginning because nobody's really certain how it's going to work out, and so on. Once that starts to play out, you then have the early adopters, where people start to get in. You start to get more social proof. You get more people that are really engaging. And these are the type of people that are now capitalizing on the momentum that the innovators created. And then what you see is where a company hits this thing called critical mass, which is the early majority. In most cases, from innovator to early majority, you're looking at a few years minimum to get this thing done, right? And then you've got late majority and so on. And most companies, if they keep up with it, they don't have to have that drop off. Here's where we're at. Okay. You are here. You're at the very bottom beginning of the innovator stage. From the time you're probably watching this, as I'm doing, if you're watching it live, you are there. Okay. So the question is, what are you going to do? So the disclaimer is we're going to talk about this. I'm going to go through these quick because you're going to be able to see these step by step in the back office here shortly. But what you have to understand is everything that we do revolves around customers/members. Member is the same, really, in a way, as a customer, that we are offering a platform, a training platform, an academy that someone is that there's more than enough value back there for the cost. Okay, there's more than enough value for the cost we are offering. But what we've done, like I said, is the company has chosen to use the network marketing model, the word of mouth model, because it's much more efficient and much more. It's much faster to usually grow something like this because people people that refer people, it works. Okay, it's worked for years and years and years. And this model, this platform of the affiliate for academies is now becoming one of the most prominent things in the network marketing industry. And there are people making insane amounts of money, and we have a better mousetrap by a long shot. Okay, so if you look at this, you basically have anybody that you personally enroll, you make 30% off of their subscription. If they are just a member, you make 30%. Now, the nice thing is if if you have a membership, okay, and let's say you're a promoter. Let's say you're a promoter, you have a membership of the 149. All you have to do is get 2 members that aren't promoters. Okay, they're not promoters, they're just members, just customers. And if they are at the 149 or higher, yours is free every month. You're now not having to do that. And you're also going to make 30% off of that each month. And if you look at the dollar amounts next to subscription, it says bonus 30%. You make $30, and that's every single month, by the way. So people do this. So if you had 5 people, 10 people, 100, some of you are going to be very aggressive. Let's call it, tell it like it is. Some of you are going to have a few hundred people probably personally enrolled as customers, as members, and you're making 30% off of any of those packages just on your own efforts. Just on your own efforts, you have a chance to make some pretty decent money here. The next thing that we have is what we call the promoter team bonus, which we have what we call a dual team compensation plan for building an organization to create that leverage of like the Coke machines I showed you. With the promoter team bonus, what's awesome about this is when you personally enroll somebody as a promoter, you do make the 30%, but then if you put somebody on, so you put your first person, let's say on your left side, but then let's say you enroll a new person as a promoter and put them on your right side, in addition to the 30%, you're going to actually make those other bonuses on this page based on what package it came in on. So you would make an additional $40, $60, or $80. The cool thing about the promoter team bonus is there's no time limit on how many promoter team bonuses you can get, or no limit on how many you can get, and there's no time limit from the time you put somebody left or right. So let's say you put 3 personals down your left leg, your left team, okay, you would have made the 30%, 30%, and 30%. But then let's say 6 months from now, you put 3 down your right side. That would trigger also those promoter team bonuses. So it's kind of like, you got money there if you want to do it. The reason for the promoter team bonus is that it encourages people to do the right activity, which is building 2 legs of their business. Because if you can build 2 legs, you now have a better chance with yourself and your team to start achieving the dual team bonuses. Now, dual team also, you will hear it referenced as a binary. A binary, again, just means 2. Okay, you have 2 legs. That's it. That is another advantage that we have compared to most other companies out there that might be marketing stuff similar to what we're marketing. Is would you rather build 2 legs, or 3 legs, or 5 legs, or 100 legs, right? You only have to build 2 teams, 2 legs. And you can see that on the lesser leg, the small team CV standing for commissionable volume, that when you hit 1,200, 48, 16, and so on, you then get those monthly bonuses. Because the reason you can say monthly bonus is as those people renew their memberships next month, it's going to pay it again. And it's going to pay it again as all these people continue. And then obviously we would assume that doing this correctly, you're going to grow these teams to bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay. So you got the dual team bonuses. And then by helping your people that you've personally enrolled jump on board and build teams, dual teams, left side, right side, and so on, because you're probably adding people to their legs and so on, potentially due to the fact that we have promoter bonus, right? Is that you can now, once you start to rank up to senior associate, which is only, if you look, senior associate's only the second rank advancement. You now are going to earn a check match is what we call it. It's called a matching bonus. A lot of people reference them as check matches, meaning that you will make 10% on their, of the personally sponsored people you have, their dual team check as well. And again, these people can be scattered throughout your organization. It doesn't have to be perfect as you see in this example, this image right here, graphic. That's the word I'm looking for. But then you can see the second generation. So you can earn anywhere from 20 to 20% on your first generation and 10% on your second generation on all your personals and all their personals as they go. So that's in addition to your own dual team promoter bonuses and membership enrollment bonuses. So as you can see, there are a lot of ways to create an income here. Okay. And then the last thing of our comp plan, basically we have about 5 major ways, is rank advancement bonuses, which means that as you hit these higher levels, it allows the company to recognize you in a bigger way and give you another bonus check on top of that. And you can just work your way up. So every time when you hit national director, you would get $1,000 bonus. When you hit executive director, you get a $2,000 bonus. When you hit executive 60, you get $4,000, and so on. You see what I'm saying? And so on. So it's really, really incredible. Okay. Now I want to show you something that's kind of near and dear to my heart, because I've always called it the power of one. This is the kind of the presentation that I usually have done on a dry erase board. I was going to do dry erase board with you tonight, but I didn't have I just wanted to make sure that I could show it to you clearly. So I thought that I would just do this. A lot of times I do personal Zooms. I do it on a dry erase board, but I wanted to kind of show you. So I have a graphic for this, but I think what's nice about this, and I'm going to give you at the very bottom, we're going to read this off together. The incomes discussed in this slide do not predict any guarantee of results or income. Educational purposes only. Your results are going to vary. Okay. The question a lot of people have is, how do I obtain some of this stuff? How do I do this type of business? What's the potential? And a lot of times you'll see people that are in for maybe a couple months, that those of us who are professionals, have been in the industry for a while, know they're making great strides. But to a new person who is used to getting a paycheck day in and day out, may be feeling like they're lagging behind, or they're not making the steps required to become successful in a business like this. So this is the exact way I've always explained how to eat an elephant, one bite at a time, in my business. And I've always done it through a thing I call the power of one. So the question I have for you is this: how many months are there in a year? Because if you really realistically want to build a business, you have to be realistic, have realistic expectations that it's going to take a little bit of time to get something going. And even though we are in a get rich quick, instant pudding, microwave oven kind of society, drive-through meals, everybody wants something done today. If you're willing to have the patience, learn the skills, and stay with the program, you can start to and you do the work. Obviously, most important, you do the work. You can see there's some significant potential here. So how I've always explained it is I use this graph called the power of one. So let's say the first month you joined, and there you are right there. You joined and you said, wow, this is awesome. This is amazing, and you went through, you got educated, you started doing some stuff. And the following month you got somebody in. Okay. So there's 2 of you in this thing. And let's say the following month, both of you got excited and you each went out and got one person that enrolled the next month. So now there's 4 total of you. Well, those 4, you and them, they decided, hey, this makes sense. Let's go talk to some people. And the following month, everybody just got one person in, just one, right? So you would have 8. The 5th month, everybody got 1, 16, and the 6th month, 32. So let's stop right there. So a lot of people, believe it or not, would not think that 6 months into the business with a team of 32, that they're making any headway, that they're doing anything significant or anything like that. But just realistically, or just hypothetically, let's look at this. If you had 32 people in, and I'm hopefully you can see this, you can pull this up, is let's say on average, each one was on the 149. That comes with 120 commissionable volume if they're promoters, right? And let's say, based on the way you have two teams, that 32 split in half, left team, right team, you had 16 on your left, 16 on your right. That means that you would have had, based on 149, which is the 120 CV, times 16, you would have $1,900 in volume on your left and a little over 1,900 on your right. Well, if you look over at the graphic on the far right there, under associate, the very first thing, you have now at least qualified to be an associate. You're going to get a monthly check just off of that alone, not including all the, you probably would have gotten a little extra because some of these people would have been your personals, right? And you probably maybe have had a customer or two, another member or two, but right there, you're going to make a $400 a month check. Hypothetically, this is me just, giving you math explanation. I'm not predicting incomes. I'm not projecting this is a guarantee of any sort, but I just want you thinking about this. Now, most people are going to say that's not too bad. In fact, that's what would you do if you had an additional $400 a month coming in and residual income that you never had to worry about? Would you get a new car? Would it help you offset babysitter costs? Would you be able to upgrade your house, fix things, whatever it might be, right? So this right here was everybody just getting one 6 months in. 6 months in, everybody just getting one person a month. Well, if 32 went out and got one in the 7th month, that would be what? 64. If they each got one, it'd be 128. If they each just got one person as a promoter in a month, the next month 256, 10th month 512, 1,020 for the 11th month, and believe it or not, the 12th month 2,048. If everybody just got one person a month. Well, believe it or not, if we do the exact same math, and I'm not sure if I can move that, there might be something in the way of that bottom part there. But if you had 1,000 in volume, or 1,000 people on your left, 1,000 on your right, believe it or not, let me see if I can move that. Oops, I didn't do that right. My bad. Hold on a second. I killed it, and that was my fault. Let me see. I just double check it. I was trying to move that little thing that's down at the bottom there, but I will just double check that I did it right. But you will see that there's 120,000. If you do the math on that, that's 120,000 on your left and right, approximately, because I didn't add the 48 in. Okay. Look to the right at what it says over there. If you look at executive director, that's 120,000 in small team volume, which you would have to even on this one as an example. That's $30,000 per month that residually that would be coming in because people are paying this on a monthly basis. Now the question I have is, how many months total are months 1 through 6? 6, right? How many months total are 7 through 12? 6. Which 6 months appear to be more fun, right? The second 6, obviously. But you have to have a launch point. You have to have a starting point. You have to have goals in mind. You have to learn some skills. You have to obtain this. And what if 90% of what I just showed you didn't happen? And you are only getting, a $3,000 a month check? Would that still be exciting for you? Would that still have an impact on your life or somebody's life, right? And you can see based on the rank things, if you do the work, the company will pay the money. That's really what it comes down to. Again, this is not me predicting income or guaranteeing incomes, but that is what you have in front of you, and you might not be aware of it. I've used this exact slide, but mostly I guarantee you I've drawn it out over 1,000 plus times, maybe 5,000 plus times in years that I've been doing networking, using this exact equation. Because if people understand that this is not a get rich quick, this is a business that you learn while you earn, you become part of the community and the culture, you have a chance to succeed, and you can make the decision where you see yourself fitting in this equation. You see, really all it comes down to is you get the choice to figure out where you want to go. Okay. So let me go ahead and go solo on you because I think I am good to go. I went a little longer than I thought I was going to. It's probably better because I took my time. I didn't have a clock. I didn't have my clock looking at me. But here's what I would tell you. I'm going to give you kind of some marching orders. It's January. The company's only a few weeks old. Nobody knows about us yet. Okay. There are big networkers that have already enrolled because they know how to see a good thing early. Okay. You just have to make the decision that you're going to act on that. You have to make the decision that you're going to plug into the trainings. You have to make the decision that if you aren't getting results or you don't know what you're doing yet, you engage to go out there and get that. This isn't something that's going to be handed to you. This is just me being realistic with you. And I think everybody would probably back me up on this, but it's going to be up to you, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I mean, 23 years ago when I first was, like I said, I was in the bar business and I got involved in a networking business. I had no idea at the time the impact that it would have on my future and my family's future. I had no idea, but I just was fed up with where I was at and I knew I needed to make a change. And all I did was hang around with people that were making it happen and making it work. And that rubbed off, or at least enough to be dangerous with. And that made it work. Okay. And I continue to learn those skills. I continue to read the books, watch the people online and take advice from people and take notes and so on. It's really what it comes down to is you're going to have to make the decision, but it'll be worth it if you put in the work. If you put in the time and you take you listen to Refugio, you listen to Rick, you listen to your upline, some of the people that have probably already gotten you involved. There's some studs and studettes in this company. They're going to be able to teach you the things that they've done. And all you have to do is just ask for help, reach out and so on. And I'll tell you what, if you'll do today what others won't, you can live tomorrow like others can't. And I'm going to kind of leave you with one saying that I heard a guy said a long time ago, which got me to really, really consider why I wanted to work the business. He said he used to work as an electric lineman, which is the guy that climbs the poles when there's thunderstorms and snowstorms and blizzards and works out there in the mud and the dirt. And he was an older guy. He was like 10 years older than me. He was probably in his 50s or 60s when he retired because of networking. And what was pretty amazing was he said something I never forgot. He said, I'll tell you this. This is him after he'd made it in networking and started making real money and didn't have to do what he was doing. He said, I'll tell you what, Mike, he had kind of an accent. There's a significant difference between making a living and having a life. And I never forgot that. I thought that was the most amazing thing that somebody had said. And I took it to heart and continue to apply it and so on. So all that being said, I really, really appreciate all of you who have stuck around and stayed on this thing. What I would tell you is make some comments below, maybe even, in fact, if I was you, I would even put your goal of what you want to do this year. Write it down in the comments below. That way you can look at it 6 months, 90 days, 6 months, a year from now and say, hey, I remember that one that we did the January update and I wrote that down and I achieved it. Okay. And don't be shy about it. Put something that's going to stretch you down here. That's going to help you to really get this thing going. So if you enjoyed this, put some comments down below. Give me some hearts. Give me some likes, some emojis. Thanks. I appreciate you guys putting some thank yous on here. But again, if you'll do today what others won't, you will live tomorrow like others can't. My name's Mike, and I will see you at the top because there is plenty of room. Thanks, guys.